Have you ever asked AI a question and received a mediocre or vague response? Chances are that you have, and it may not be for the reason that you think. It's probably not the capability of the model that you're working with, but rather the way that you're communicating with the model. So I'm talking about prompt engineering, and this is probably one of the most important skills that you can learn to really be much more effective using AI to help you think better and perform better. So AI doesn't give you the best output automatically, whatever best means here, because AI doesn't know what's best, right? But it's going to match your detail level with an answer that it thinks you're looking for. So if you give it a vague request, it'll give you a vague answer. If you give it a lot more details and context, you'll receive a much better response. So in this video, we're going to discuss the right ways and wrong ways to prompt, and I'm going to share a model with you that's very simple to start using right away. That's going to be a game changer. Let's get started. Most people interact with AI the way they type a Google search. Short, vague, no context. Explain photosynthesis. Write an essay about climate change. And AI answers, it always answers. That's the problem. You see, because you give AI nothing to work with, it's going to fill in all the blanks itself. It makes assumptions about who you are, what you want, the level that you're at, and the type of format to output to. And it's usually wrong about at least one of those things. So people who get dramatically better results with AI know how to communicate or structure the conversation with AI in a much more effective way. And that's what we're going to cover in this video. We're going to build a prompt one piece at a time using a framework that, again, is so simple for you to start using today and will make you much more effective at learning, thinking, and producing results with AI. Let's get started building our prompt in real time. We're starting from nothing, the kind of thing most people actually type, and I'm going to add one piece at a time. Watch what changes over time. Okay, so this is the scenario. You have a job interview next week for a part-time retail position. You've never had a real interview before, and you want AI to help you prepare. So let's get started with the bare prompt. Help me prepare for a job interview. That's it. So it's generic, right? It's going to probably give you 5 tips that apply to every interview ever. Nothing specific to you, your situation, or what you actually need. This is where most people stop and think, AI isn't that helpful. Let's fix it. All right. So first of all, we're going to add context. Very important. Context tells AI who you are and what your situation is. Without it, the model is writing for a hypothetical person, not you. So let's go this way. I'm a 16-year-old preparing for my first job interview at a retail clothing store. This is already dramatically better. More relevant, but still pretty broad. Let's go deeper and add a role. So a role tells AI what perspective or expertise to respond from. This is one of the most powerful single moves you can make. Act as an experienced hiring manager who regularly interviews first-time applicants for entry-level retail positions. So notice the shift in tone and specificity. It's not giving you generic tips anymore. It's giving you the perspective of the person sitting across from you. Okay, next we're going to add a task. The task is what you actually want AI to produce. So here you need to be specific, not just about the topic, but about the form of the output. Give me the 5 most common interview questions for this type of job. And for each one, show me a weak answer and a strong answer so I can see the difference. Now we're getting something genuinely useful, not just advice, a tool you can actually practice with. Okay, and constraints are next. Constraints tell AI what to avoid or what limits to work within and what guardrails matter to you. This is the component most people never add, and it makes a significant difference. Keep the language conversational. I'm 16, not a business professional. No corporate jargon. Each answer example should be under 60 words. Okay, so same information, completely readable, at the right level, without constraints. AI will default to a register that sounds way more formal and generic. Constraints, make it yours. All right, and finally, add the format. Format tells AI how to organize and present the output, and this structure affects how useful something actually is to work with. So here we go. All 5 components. I'm a 16-year-old preparing for my first job interview at a retail clothing store. Act as an experienced hiring manager who regularly interviews first-time applicants for entry-level retail positions. Give me the 5 most common interview questions for this type of job, and for each one, show me a weak answer and a strong answer so I can see the difference. Keep the language conversational, no corporate jargon, each example under 60 words. Format it as a table with 3 columns: question, weak answer, strong answer. This is a completely different tool than what we started with. Same AI, built in under 2 minutes. The only thing that changed was how we talked to it. Most of the time, we're not going to get the perfect response the first time. So you need to know how to refine your prompts to get the best output. So prompting is a conversation, not a vending machine. You put something in, you see what comes back, and then you refine it or change it. That's not a failure because that's how it works. Let's look at these 3 different techniques that you can use when you want to refine your prompt. The first thing you can try is to narrow it down. So for example, if the output is too broad, you can add a constraint you forgot, such as, that's helpful, but make it more specific to X. Or you can redirect it. If the tone or angle is wrong, just tell it what you want. That was too formal. Rewrite it as if you're talking to a high school student. And then finally, build on it. You say, if part of it was good, you can use that as the foundation. So you can say, I like the structure of the second paragraph. Rewrite the first one to match it. So those are just some techniques. Once you have an output, you can continue to refine it with the machine step by step to get exactly what you want. Okay, now you're going to try it. All right, your turn. Here's the scenario. I want you to actually try this right now if you can, or when you have a few moments. So the scenario is you're writing a short reflection for English class on a book that you just finished. You want AI to help you brainstorm, not write it for you, but push your thinking. So let's say you read The Great Gatsby. Let's write the bare version here in round 1. Type something like, help me write a reflection on The Great Gatsby, and then see what the result is. Okay. Round 2, you're going to make it yours. So let's add some details to the prompt. So first, we can start by adding context. Super important, right? Who you are, what the assignment actually requires. Something like, I'm an 11th grade student writing a 250-word reflection on The Great Gatsby about the American dream. Okay, next, we talked about the importance of adding a role. This is the perspective of the person who's answering you. So maybe it's a literary critic or your teacher. Act like a high school English teacher who helps students think more deeply about literature. And then you can add a task or the specific questions you want help thinking through. Help me brainstorm ideas about whether Gatsby's dream is inspiring or unrealistic. And then finally, add a constraint, which is your voice, your grade level, a word limit. Don't write the reflection for me, just ask questions that help me develop my own ideas, and then see what you get. So the complete prompt reads something like, I'm an 11th grade student writing a 250-word reflection on The Great Gatsby about the American dream. Act like a high school English teacher who helps students think more deeply about literature. Help me brainstorm whether Gatsby's dream is inspiring or unrealistic. Don't write the essay, just help me think. So the question to ask yourself is, how different are the 2 outputs? Which one actually helps you think, and which one just gives you something to copy? That's the whole point. AI should help you think better, not think less. The prompts you write determine which one happens. By now you know AI does not automatically give you its best. The quality of your prompt directly determines the quality of the output. And by following a few simple rules, you can ensure better quality each time. The first rule: never accept the first output AI gives you. Always expect a refinement process whereby you treat AI like a conversation partner and not a vending machine. Next is to include those important details that we discussed. Things like the context, the role, the constraints, any tasks, and the output format. All of those details will definitely help you get a better result. And finally, if you're newer to prompting or you struggle with writing prompts, you can ask AI to help you. So if we stick with the example of The Great Gatsby, you can say something like, help me write a prompt for brainstorming a reflection on The Great Gatsby. My assignment is 250 words, and I'm an 11th grade student. AI will then generate a prompt for you that you can then copy, tweak, and use to guide the conversation. Because remember, your prompt is how you shape the output, and this is how you actually talk to AI. I hope you found this video helpful. For more resources and information related to prompt engineering and this video, please visit my Substack.